Race 1 at Hockenheim, and a torrential downpour as the cars were on the grid meant a delay to the start of the penultimate round of DTM 2025. Wind picked up, the rain went away, and when we did get the race going, it was Ben Green that would lead from pole position the cars into a single file start after a few laps behind the safety car. Jack Aitken, after all his dramas in Austria, would start second. It would have been an Emil Frey Racing Ferrari 1-2-3, but Thierry Vermeulen, who qualified third initially, was kicked out of qualifying for being underweight. That promoted Thomas Preining, also a championship contender, up to third. 9 drivers still with a mathematical chance of winning the championship. Lucas Auer, the points leader, with his worst start of the year, coming from 17th on the grid after a slow puncture meant he spat out of qualifying. Ben Green then into the Spitzkehrer, wide under braking and losing the lead of the race on lap 1 to his teammate Jack Aitken, scrambling back onto the track just in time to stop Thomas Preining in the Manthey EMA Porsche from coming through. Visibility an issue for the 2023 champion. The best option to duck out of the slipstream, duck out of the spray and go for the move, side by side with Ben Green, trying to get himself up to second place, which is exactly what Thomas Preining did. Through he went, up to second position, and down to third then for the pole sitter, Ben Green. Jordan Pepper, second in the championship, 7 points behind Lucas Auer, 13th on the grid, but contact on lap 1 as he clipped the back of Ben Durr's McLaren, sent him to a spin, then hit the wall on the other side on the exit to turn 7. That caused fatal damage to the South African's Grasser Racing Team Lamborghini, and he had to park it at the end of lap 1. 0 points for one of the key championship contenders. Ben Green continued to struggle with his car in the wet conditions, wide in the Emil Frey Racing Ferrari and Land Motorsport Audi's Ricardo Feller, the star of the Red Bull Ring, getting through into a podium position. This was the battle for the lead of the race though. Thomas Preining going on the attack and getting all the way around the outside of Jack Aitken in the Ferrari to put himself up into the lead of the race, looking for his second win of the season. So the drivers 5th and 6th in the championship coming into the race, 1st and 2nd in the race, into the mandatory pit stops, and it was a very good one for Manthey, also leading the team's championship, looking to win the team's title, which they did back in 2023. Nicky Timmett had a good pit stop as well, and from the back of the field was up into the top 10. It wasn't such a good pit stop though, unusually for Team Winwood and for Jules Gounon, a problem with the front left. And
if you damage something,
driver
we have to
reported
stop.
the issue on the radio. The issue being that the wheel hadn't secured properly, and it meant that when he came back to the pits, it was detached completely from the Mercedes. Jules Gounon, 9th of the championship out of the race, now out of title contention. But Ricardo Feller continued to attack. In the final few minutes of the race, this was the battle for second place, and as the track began to dry out, the Ferrari struggled, the Audi was through, Feller up to second, Aitken down to third place, and with Maurice Scuring, who'd equalled his best qualifying of the year so far in his debut season of the championship, the next to go on the attack. Maurice also looking to pick up another rookie class win in his battle with Ben Durr for the rookie championship title. This the move that would get him up into a podium paying position for the first time in his first season of DTM. So Scuring up to third, Feller second, Preining way out front. Lucas Auer though back into the points, the only driver to be in the points in every single race this season, and just doing enough to hold on to the championship lead, even with Preining running in first place. The race wasn't yet done though, still plenty of drama, and this was Maro Engel going on the attack. He was the next one to get past Jack Aitken, who was really struggling for grip now in the Ferrari. At one point in the race, Jack was looking to get into the championship lead, but now he was tumbling down the order. Arjen Guwen, the next one to get through. He'd had a battling, bruising race earlier on for 6th with René Rast, the Turkish driver, another one that could win this year's championship title. While the race victory looked certain, second place did not. In the final few corners, Maurice Scuring was all over the back of Ricardo Feller. Ricardo looking for a second place finish to follow the win at the Red Bull Ring. But the flag, no doubt about it, went to Thomas Preining, his second win of the season.
Victory, race 1. Very good job. We have P2 in the championship, just 3 points down. Everything to play for tomorrow. Good job.
Everything to play for the championship. Still 8 drivers that could win it. A nose-to-tail finish for second place in the race. But Riccardo Feller just hanging on to second by 1/10 of a second from a charging Maurice Skuring, with Maro Engel coming home in fourth. Also a massive championship contender. So now, with 7 points having separated the top 2 at the start of the day, 7 points separate the top 4 in the championship. 8 drivers mathematically can still win the title going into the last day of the season. But it's Thomas Preining that celebrates on Saturday at Hockenheim.